So, you're still trying to learn flowcharts, you want to create a practical example, and ideally you'd like something that you can use to teach your own students. I'm Johnny Delgado, and today we're going to talk about the hokey pokey. So, this is based on a dance party example from code.org that uses dances as a way of teaching flowcharts. In this example, we're going to use the hokey pokey. When we look at the lyrics, we can see that there are certain repeated patterns. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, so we see right foot used over and over again. Later on, we see you put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, repeated again. So we see this repeating, you put your something in and you put your something out. So there's potential to use variables here, but there's an even larger repeated pattern in that you go from moving a body part in and out, and then say, I'll do the hokey pokey 3 times, another smaller loop, and then say that's what it's all about, and you repeat the whole thing over again. This is just perfect for flowchart logic. So I've gone ahead and created 2 different flowcharts, each representing the full lyrics of the hokey pokey. So first we have this example here where you begin, and we're creating variables to do this. We have a variable representing side that can equal left, right, or whole. At the end, you put your whole self in, you put your whole self out. And another variable that refers to what part of the body you're referring to, whether it's your foot or your hand or yourself. And as you see, we go through and we're doing repeated print statements that call the variables we've set. And then we say, and you shake it all about, you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. And then you print, I'll do the hokey pokey. And have you printed this 3 times? No. Loop again. This can represent our for loop. And so we repeat, I'll do the hokey pokey 3 times. Then we check, have you printed the last line 3 times? Yes. Then you go on to print, of course, that's what it's all about. And then there's another check. Has right hand already been done? In this case, no. So then you set part to hand. Now remember, side is still right. So then you're printing out, you put your right hand in. You repeat that whole process again. And then there's another check for, has left leg already been done? If not, you go ahead and change part to leg and side to left. And then you repeat this whole process again. This is an example of large-scale loops in flowcharts, but as you can see here, it's a little messy, and I hope you're already starting to think, well, if we have a side variable and a part variable and we're going through multiple times, is there an easier way to represent that using some other info you already know? And the answer is absolutely, because I made another flowchart that, doesn't this look much cleaner? This one uses one-dimensional arrays to do the exact same thing. These 2 flowcharts are identical in what they create. But in this case, there is a side array that I'm setting to right, right, left, right, whole that represent the lyrics, and part that equals foot, hand, leg, leg, self. And I hope you can see just from what I'm setting these to, in this case I'm setting them to strings, you can take the corresponding values. First index 0, which is right foot. Then index 1, right hand. Index 2, left leg, and so on. But we begin with index set to 0. And then you print, you put your side at index 0, which is right, and then part at index 0, which is foot. You print that. You go through, you put your whatever in, put it out, put it in, and then same thing, shake it all about. I'll do the hokey pokey. You have your same for loop running 3 times, and then you print that's what it's all about. But here, this is where it simplifies, these last couple blocks. This check that says, is index less than 5? Where did I get the number 5? 5 is because that's the number of verses I have, and that's the number of elements in each of the one-dimensional arrays I've created. If I haven't gone through it, I can say, is index less than 5? No. And if not, I go through and I add 1 to the index. And I say index equals index plus 1. I could also say index plus plus, but you might learn about that in more depth later. And If I haven't gone through every element of the array yet, go through the next one. If I have, if I've gone ahead and printed everything, including put your whole self in, put your whole self out, then this check becomes yes, and then we end it. So this is a great example. I highly recommend you try it out with your students and have them actually do whatever dance is there. You can do the hokey pokey, the cha-cha slide, whatever you want. Line dances lend themselves very well to flowcharts because there are a lot of repeated patterns. Um, yeah, in this, you can use it as an example to teach one-dimensional arrays, variables, loops like for loops, and how you can turn flowchart logic into something that's more programmatic. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you now have a good lesson you can use for your own students, and I hope you have a good framework to work off of when you're creating your own for loops based on some real world thing. So good luck with your assignment, and I'll see you in the next video.